I'm going to talk about It's a Wonderful Life from 1946.
Well, who are you? I told you, George, I'm your guardian angel.
It's a Wonderful Life came out in 1946. It was produced and directed by Frank Capra, and it's based on a story called The Greatest Gift, and it's also loosely based on A Christmas Carol. It runs 131 minutes. It cost 3.18 million, but it only made back 3.3 million. So the film was a commercial disaster. However, it was nominated for 5 Academy Awards. Although it didn't win any, it was nominated for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor James Stewart, Best Film Editing, and Best Sound Recording. Although it didn't win any of these awards, it did win a special Technical Achievement Award for simulating falling snow on the picture set. The film stars James Stewart as George Bailey, Donna Reed as Mary Hatch, Lionel Barrymore as Mr. Potter, Thomas Mitchell as Uncle Billy, and Henry Travers as Clarence. And this is regarded as one of the best films ever made. So the plot about this film is about a character called George Bailey, played by James Stewart, and one day he decides to commit suicide. The day before Christmas, he's going to throw himself off a bridge. This guardian angel, who's wanting to earn his wings, comes down to Earth and tries to convince him not to kill himself. The guardian angel shows the character of George what his life would be like if he didn't exist. After saying this, he decides his life is worth living. But the film's structured so that this happens in the last 30 minutes of the film. The first 1.5 hours shows you the character of George as a young boy saves his brother falling in some ice, and he gets an ear infection and he can't hear very well in one ear. So it's going through his life of him getting married, of him wanting to achieve goals, to travel, but he ends up having to work in a bank, taking over the job from his father. So the film's structured into 2 kind of sections. The first 1.5 hours is a standard film. The last 30 minutes, it's almost like a Twilight Zone episode. It turns to fantasy. So it's a great film, one of the best Christmas films ever made. And the film has like a big message that you should be grateful for what you do have. That people don't realise how grateful they should be. A lot of people have a good family and kids, or that they're not poverty stricken. So there's loads of things to be grateful for, and this film kind of emphasises that. So the character of George Bailey, he wanted to do things in life. He wanted to travel and do all these fascinating things, but he never managed to achieve them goals. So he's kind of like doesn't realise how well off he really is. He's got good friends, he's got a beautiful wife, kids.
I'm going to build airfields, I'm going to build skyscrapers 100 stories high, I'm going to build bridges a mile long.
Cool, Phil! His wife looks a bit alright. Yeah, she is good looking, Bones. No wonder he has a wonderful bloody life. If I had her, I wouldn't leave the fucking house. What the hell are them 2 buggers I was laughing at? What the hell was that? Because the film goes through his life story, from when he's a youth right through to his 20s and the war and onwards, it kind of like shows crossroads in life, points that can change your life. You care about the characters, the real performances, especially James Stewart.
Isn't it wonderful about Harry? We're famous, George. Bet I had 50 calls today about the parade, the banquet. Your mother's so excited.
The film achieved an award, got a special award for its snow effects. They look outstanding. I've never seen anything quite like it. Brilliant snow effects. Also, the actual outdoor set, you'd be convinced it was like properly outside. So you get like rows of shops and houses and roads, and it really does. Like I would have been convinced it was filmed outside. Massive set. So James Stewart's in 4 Alfred Hitchcock films, and 2 of them are my favourite Alfred Hitchcock films: Rear Window, Vertigo. He's also in Rope, which is a brilliant Alfred Hitchcock film. and also the man who knew too much. So he always gives brilliant performances, but I think this is probably his best performance. James Stewart said this is his favourite film, and he's quite amazing in it. And Donna Reid's good as his wife. She was really good in the part. And although the film's over 2 hours, it's fast moving. It's never boring. There's always something happening. And although this is like classed as a Christmas film, it's quite intense. There's sad moments. The guy's going to kill himself. It's all about being like bankrupt, no money.
Where's that money, you silly, stupid old fool? Where's that money? You realize what this means? It means bankruptcy and scandal and prison.
It has influences to the Scrooge tale. The character of Mr. Potter, he's like this really greedy old man who's buying up all the land and shops and everything. He's wanting the bank.
I'm not interested in your book. I'm talking about the building and loan.
I know very well what you're talking about. You're talking about something you can't get your fingers on, and it's galling you. That's what you're talking about, I know.
So he kind of like represents the elite. It's almost like a Bill Gates character. Yeah, what a bloody bald-headed Grady twat egg is, Phil. Makes bloody Scrooge looks generous. Yes, he does, Bones. He is like Scrooge. And I love the character of Clarence, the guardian angel, wanting to get his wings. There's some really funny moments with him. And with the last 30 minutes, almost like a Twilight Zone episode, it's really fascinating that how people can affect other people's lives. So when George Bailey's character vanishes from existence, it's kind of like a butterfly effect, like everything changes in the town. His wife never married, she worked in a library. When he decides to not kill himself, that life's better than he thought, gives you a really optimistic feeling. Like anyone who doesn't like this film, they must be heartless. It's excellent ending. And all his friends gather at the end and give him money and gets him out of debt. So this is a landmark film, one of the best films of the 1940s. It's one of the major Christmas films. It's always screened around Christmas time. And you would think with this film being so popular that you'd tend to say it's overrated, but it isn't. It deserves its status. Excellent film. And it makes you grateful for what you got, like family, kids. Really optimistic. So out of 10, I'm going to give this film top marks. 10 out of 10. I think it's going to do like it. Top marks, Phil. Brilliant film. Okay, everybody, bye. See you next time. Like, subscribe and share. Bye.
Christmas present from a very dear friend of mine.
Look, Daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
That's right.